One of the biggest decisions that you're ever going to make regarding selling on Amazon is what platform do you end up going with? Do you go with Vendor Central, Seller Central, or Vendor Express? And that's what we're going to take a look at today. Okay, so when it comes to Seller Central, the good news is that anybody can sign up and just start selling right away. You get really fast payments and you may even have higher margins. So those are three things that make you maybe want to choose Seller Central over Vendor Central. The other reason that a lot of people choose Seller Central is most people use Seller Central. That is kind of the main platform that most people use to be selling on Amazon. So when you're looking at Seller Central versus Vendor Express, Seller Central is going to be the main one that most people are selling on Amazon. Now on Seller Central, you cannot do A+ content. You can only do enhanced brand content. So that's another thing that you need to think about with Seller Central. Now with Vendor Central, you actually need an invitation to come on and be selling through Vendor Central. Vendor Central also gives you special access to programs like Vine and programs like Subscribe and Save. On Vendor Central, you can do A+ content, and a lot of people really enjoy that. Overall, Vendor Central is something that you have to pay a price for. It's a little bit more premium. Okay, so what's Vendor Express? Well, Vendor Express is kind of the step before Vendor Central. So if you're on Vendor Express, you're gonna have some of the same autonomy that you would have on Seller Central, and it's a great leeway to get into Vendor Central eventually. First off, it's not invitation only. Amazon handles the customer service. With Vendor Express, Amazon actually orders in bulk from you, so that allows you to sell more products. Brands on Vendor Express, opposed to Seller Central, have access to better advertising abilities through Amazon. Vendor Express also allows you to do FBA, or Fulfillment by Amazon, where Vendor Central doesn't. Okay, so now let's answer some specific questions. Is it possible to have a Vendor Central and a Seller Central account? Yes, it is. So if you want, you can actually keep your Seller Central account when you're going over to Vendor Central, and then that's going to allow you to still maintain that. You can negotiate that when you're doing the contract for the Vendor Central program that you're going to be setting up with Amazon. Next question, can anybody join Vendor Central? You actually have to be invited, and not anybody can do that. So anybody can be on Seller Central, but not anybody can be on Vendor Central. Number 3, how do you get invited to be on Vendor Central? Well, Amazon will generally invite brands that are doing a lot of sales. So if you want to get invited, you have to be doing a lot of sales, and then you can get invited to Vendor Central. It's important to note that you can also request that you be invited from your Amazon buyer to Vendor Central, so you do have that option. Item number 4, who handles the shipping with Vendor Central and Seller Central? So with Vendor Central, Amazon handles the shipping. With Seller Central, it's either fulfillment by merchant, meaning you do it, or it's fulfillment by Amazon, FBA, which is another great way to do it. Next question, how do you get a set price? Well, with Vendor Central, you're going to get the lowest price offered by Amazon. Now with Amazon Seller Central, you're going to get the general pricing terms that anybody in Seller Central is going to get. With Vendor Central, you get a little bit more competitive pricing. What's the difference between an individual seller and a professional seller on Seller Central? Well, for this one, a professional seller is going to be somebody who's charged a monthly fee. An individual seller is somebody who's going to be charged per item that they sell, and there's specific fees associated with that. $1 per item, or about $39.99 for somebody who's a professional seller. How often will you get paid on Seller Central versus Vendor Central? Well, on Seller Central, you're going to get paid every 14 days. On Vendor Central, you're going to be on a net 60, so you're going to get paid after 60 days. Okay, so which platform should you choose? Well, at the end of the day, there's these 3 platforms. There's Seller Central, there's Vendor Central, and there's Vendor Express. While Vendor Central was marketed as the premium option where you can sell to Amazon and then you can be up in selling, and they're going to handle a lot of this stuff for you, and it is a great option, you're going to see most people on Seller Central. Seller Central is generally a better option for any type of business who's looking to get up and start selling directly on Amazon themselves. If you're a bigger brand, a lot of times you're going to see that on a Vendor Central account, or a bigger brand coming in trying to try out the Vendor Express account. That being said, there's no reason if you don't have a dedicated team that you can't do all of this yourself on Seller Central. It just might take a little bit more hand-holding and you might be a little bit lower touch from Amazon. At the end of the day, Seller Central is the best bet for most businesses out there. For the bigger brands with a direct relationship with Amazon that are doing a ton of sales, you're going to be looking at something like Vendor Central or potentially trying out Vendor Express. Good luck with your Amazon marketing. If you have questions, you need more help, make sure to check out our blog post on ignitevisibility.com where we talk about the differences between Seller Central and Vendor Express. And you can find that just by Googling Amazon Vendor Central or Amazon Seller Central, or you can go to our website and go ahead and find it in our Amazon category. Thanks so much and see you next time.